Okay, so are you ready to dive into the future?
Always.
All right, well, today we're looking at the future of work, specifically how emerging technologies might change the job market landscape as we know it. You guys have sent in some pretty interesting reports and projections.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
We're going to try to break them down for you.
Ah.
We've got two main sources that we're going to be pulling from today. The first maps out projected economic growth. And this is linked to different jobs and different occupations. The second breaks down emerging tech sectors in terms of projected revenue, projected job openings. I mean, really the whole picture.
The whole enchilada.
So the big question that we're going to be focusing on in this deep dive is what skills and fields should you be paying attention to as these technologies kind of come into their own?
Yeah, you know what's really interesting about all this is we're not really talking about some far off like science fiction future, right? We're looking at an economic engine that's already running. It's already revving up. And it's about understanding how you can be a part of that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into some of the nitty gritty here. Let's get visual. One of the reports that you guys sent in shows the projected revenue from emerging technologies.
Right.
By 2030, let me tell you, these numbers are mind-blowing. Cloud computing is at the top of the list and estimated to hit $5,470 million.
Wow.
Then we have autonomous systems coming in at $4,331 million.
Yeah.
And then the Internet of Things, or IoT, clocking in at $3,353 million.
I mean, think about what that kind of growth means. We're talking about companies needing an army of skilled workers to manage, to build, to innovate in these sectors that are just exploding.
Yeah, and I think it's really easy to get caught up in those numbers and kind of forget that this is actually impacting people. These aren't just abstract numbers on a page. These are real opportunities for you listening to this.
Absolutely.
To be a part of this change, to be a part of this future.
So speaking of opportunities, let's move to our second image here, which shows projected job growth by occupation.
All right, that's it. So the top three here. Cloud computing is king, with a projected 244,300 openings.
Wow.
Cybersecurity is not far behind, at 153,900. And autonomous robots rounds out the top three with 137,400.
Okay, so you can't just look at the number of openings, right? Because this image also shows us the average annual salaries for these different occupations.
Right.
And that adds a whole other layer to the story.
Absolutely.
So for instance, cybersecurity, while it has fewer projected openings than cloud computing, actually boasts a slightly higher average annual salary.
Interesting. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. There's a category here called simulations. It has a relatively low number of projected openings, only 39,400. But the average salary is a whopping $87,961. So why is that?
Well, I think it's because these simulations are becoming more and more complex, right? I mean, think about the simulations that they're using to design aircraft, modeling climate change, even developing new drugs. All of this requires very specialized skills. And that makes the people who have that expertise extremely valuable.
Okay, so it's not just about, finding the job title with the most openings. It's also about kind of understanding these niches where your skills and your passions could really allow you to stand out.
Yeah, you got it. When we look at these two images side by side, it's really like seeing the gears of the economic engine turning.
Right.
The revenue projections are driving that demand for talent. So understanding those projections can really help you make strategic decisions about your career path and your future.
Yeah, it's like having a sneak peek into the future. But we have to remember that these are projections, not guarantees. I mean, the tech world is notorious.
It's constantly changing.
For its twists and turns. I mean, remember when we all thought we were going to be flying around in flying cars?
Oh, yeah, right? I'm still waiting on that one.
Right. But the big picture, I think, is pretty clear. Emerging technologies are going to reshape the world of work. And those trends point to some key skills and knowledge areas that are going to be in high demand no matter what specific jobs emerge.
Yeah, I mean, think about cybersecurity. That's only going to become more and more important as our lives become increasingly digital and data analysis. It's essential to making sense of all the information that we generate every single day. AI and machine learning are automating tasks, transforming entire industries and cloud computing. I mean, that's the infrastructure that underlies so much of modern technology.
So it sounds like the key takeaway here is not just about picking the right job title. It's about recognizing those underlying skills and trends that are going to have staying power.
Exactly. As you're thinking about your own career journey, here's a question for you to think about. What skills do you already have that could be adapted or even supercharged by these emerging technologies? And you might be surprised at how you can carve out your own unique space in this evolving landscape.
That's a fantastic question to leave our listener with. And remember, the future is not something that just happens to you. Your choices and actions today can shape the opportunities that you'll have tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of work. We'll see you next time.
See ya.